Today, I'm making these delicious, high-protein, buttery, and surprisingly light low-carb biscuits that will satisfy all biscuit lovers whether you're living a low-carb lifestyle or not. The deeper I get into this low-carb lifestyle, the more weight I lose, the better I feel, and yes, there are foods that are off limits, but I never imagined I would be eating biscuits while getting healthy and losing weight. If you like these biscuits, stay tuned for the next video, and I'll show you how to make low-carb sausage gravy to pour over top of the biscuits, and you will still lose weight. So let's get started on these biscuits. I'm going to start by beating 3 large eggs in a large bowl with a hand mixer until they become frothy or light and airy, whatever you want to call it, and then set them aside. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Now in another bowl, I'm going to add almond flour, baking soda, and salt. Give it a good mix. Now I'm going to add some butter that I cut up into little cubes and placed in the freezer for a few minutes. You want your butter to be ice cold. Now you want to cut the butter into the flour. I don't have a pastry cutter, so I'm going to use a whisk. If you have a pastry cutter, great. I didn't want to use my hands because I thought the heat from my hands would melt the butter. And the whisk works just fine for me for the amount of baking I do. Now pour the almond flour into the eggs and fold it all together. And I did have to add a little bit more almond flour. So make sure you have an extra tablespoon or so laying around in case you need it. So now once it has a nice sticky dough-like consistency, take an ice cream scoop or spoon and drop them onto a lightly greased pan or silicone mat. Now these go into a preheated 400-degree oven for 12 to 14 minutes or until nice and golden brown. Now here they are after 14 minutes, and they certainly smell like biscuits and look like biscuits. Now let's see if they taste like biscuits. Now let's cut one open and see what it looks like on the inside. They have a very thin outer crust, but as soon as you cut through it, you can feel the soft, airy center. It's not dense like I thought it might be from the eggs. I think beating the air into the eggs helped with that. This is a low-carb, high-fat diet, so the ideal condiment for this biscuit would be a big piece of butter. These biscuits turned out absolutely phenomenal and were just as good and satisfying as a country buttermilk biscuit. These were fairly small biscuits, but very filling, with 1.5 carbs each. So if you wanted bigger biscuits, you could double the size and still only have 3 carbs per biscuit. So there you have it, light and buttery, low-carb biscuits. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give these a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.